We finally got on the board last week in the LTM, and in today's video, we're playing against It's Whatever. He is in the fight for the playoffs. We are still playing, and for a little bit of personal pride, at the end of the season, we are done, but that doesn't mean we don't have a good battle ahead of us. If you guys are excited for today's video, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. We have been trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. We are so close. Every subscription helps a ton towards that journey, and today is our first battle with the Switch 2. I've been playing a little bit of games, Mario Kart and all that stuff. It looks infinitely better than the Switch 1, so super excited for that. Hopefully we get to see it come into play. A little bit of a spoilers, might not actually get to. In this matchup, we'll take a look at Ant's team quickly. He's got Tornadus Therian with the Terra and Wyrdeer with the Terra as his two Terra captains, Tyranitar, Hydrapple, EnamT, Qwilfish, Slowbro, all that fun stuff. Getting into this matchup, the Terra Torn is kind of the biggest threat on the face of this matchup getting into it. There are so many different sets he could be, flying bulk up, ground special, really just do a number on my entire team. So really concerned about that. Hydrapple is also pretty good into my team. I don't have a fairy type outside of my Terra Captain, which we'll get into in a second. Tyranitar's okay, not actually that really good in this matchup. EnamT is also pretty good into my team that doesn't have a fairy resist outside of Talonflame. And Talonflame is really poor into a lot of the various setup sets. And then he's got Hazard stacked with Qwilfish. So a lot of things going for Ant in this matchup. The Regenerator core is also pretty good against my type of like middling offensive team. We've seen a defensive core that Tone brought do really, really well against the team that I have. So it's going to be a little bit of an uphill battle, but I think Sinisha has the inevitability in the builder to get this game done, which is what we're leaning on. So let's get into the team that we've got. Assault Vest Goodra Hisui here. Really focusing with this set on kind of a number of things. One, being able to switch into stuff like Enamorous Therian and the Hydrapple, dealing massive damage with like Draco Meteor, Flash Cannon, and Thunderbolt in all those kind of cases that could happen. And then knock up as a final move, mainly because there could be random Assault Vests here. He doesn't actually have a great switch into this Pokemon like Tyranitar can in theory, but if you knock up that Pokemon, remove like any random Assault Vest, kind of becomes much less effective at doing that, and honestly can't even switch into Flash Cannon. So if I'm in on EnamT, where do you go? So that's the goal there. Knock off any other Assault Vests that are trying to hold this Pokemon back, but otherwise spam Draco Meteor, spam Flash Cannon against this team, get as much offensive progress as possible. Sinisha is our Terra Captain again this week. It is the only Terra Captain we brought, and it is Terra Fairy Calm Mind. I was considering Nasty Plot this week, but this set can Calm Mind on like Hydrapple, Enamorous Therian, the Slowbro. There's so many good opportunities for it to Calm Mind. And Matcha Gotcha plus Terra Blast Fairy just do a number on this team. The only thing really holding that back is the Qwilfish Hisui, but if that's going to come, we expect it to kind of lead, set up a bunch of hazards, and to do that, it'll have to take chip from Mudsdale, from Goodra Hisui, etc. So definitely going to be chipped into range of that Terra Blast. Certainly, though, it does have a lot of speed, and we don't have the speed for it, so do have to keep that in mind, actually, as that's a Pokemon we probably do want to prefer to be knocked out rather than have to deal with it during a Sinisha endgame. Rocky Helmet Mudsdale, this is obviously one of the ways to help manage the Qwilfish Hisui. Use that as my free opportunity to get up Stealth Rocks. Roar is mainly here for Tyranitar and Hitmonlee, so two Pokemon that can set up. Hitmonlee can not actually kill most of these sets for Mudsdale, luckily enough. But certainly a Pokemon we have to roar out if it gets unburdened, because otherwise it could get really out of hand. We can't kill with either of our moves. But this Pokemon also does really well against physical Tyranitar. Could obviously be special or mixed T-Tar in this scenario. But generally trying to get up rocks, come in on Qwilfish, answer that Pokemon early, as well as roar out potential setup Tyranitar or Hitmonlees. Choice Scarf Monkey Dory is actually pretty good in this battle, all things considered. Another Pokemon that kind of gets held back by the Qwilfish Hisui, but once Qwilfish Hisui is gone, Ant does not really have good switch into this Pokemon long term. Tyranitar can obviously come in, but if it gets U-turned on or Sludge Waved and gets toxic, it becomes really difficult for that Pokemon to impact the game long term, especially with Pokemon like the Sinisha and the Mudsdale able to come in on that Pokemon for relatively free. Red Card Frostlass, this is one of my counterplays to Enamorous Therian. One of the main things I was concerned about was if that Pokemon can find setup at the right opportunity, it's going to be really difficult for me to manage that. And Red Card also just helps you generally remove random threats from the game. So that's what we're going for here in this kind of battle. And then Spike Sack is pretty good against Ant's team generally as well. I guess there's Hitmonlee, which can spin, but I mean, are you really doing that with that Pokemon? Probably not. Spike's pretty good into the T-Tar, Hydropple, and the Quillfish. All Pokemon that can really threaten us defensively. And then Willow, Destiny Bond just to round out the set with Ice Beam to hit the Hydropple. Dunsparce here, Calm Mind, Boomburst. This set, I really like this set because one, Ant doesn't have a good normal resist or normal immunity outside of Palossand, and his normal resist gets smoked by Body Press. So the idea of this set, I guess there's Haunter, but I'm not really concerned about that. So the idea with this set is to set up, really push through pressure, and really try to open up the end game for the Sinistcha. We're really trying to play towards that Sinistcha end game today, so hopefully this set can help us kind of make that ground that we need. And that is our team for week number 7 of the LTM. Let's get right into it. All right, chat, welcome to the battle against Antonio. He has Terra Flying Tornadus Therian and Terra Fairy Wyrdeer. Rest of his team, a little bit as expected. Wasn't really expecting the Palossand. Didn't really see the vision for that Pokemon in this matchup. We obviously have decent Pokemon for it. But yeah, we're going to lead with Mudsdale. Leads well into the Tyranitar. The Quillfish are the main 2 Pokemon that we're looking to lead well into here. And hopefully either get up our rocks or put up some big damage early. This is our first battle with my new Switch 2. Shout out to the Switch 2. Man, in Canada, this shit costs so much money. But hopefully it'll be worth it for the games to look much... I mean, this looks so much better already. Let's see what he leads off. He leads off with the Wyrdeer. So this is Terra Fairy. Don't really expect this to Terra. We'll see if it's Frisk or Intimidate off rip. And it is going to be Intimidate, okay. So more of a defensive piece here in this battle. So the fact that this is a lead makes me think it's likely going to lean into some sort of special attack, just as a way to answer my Mudsdale. It's a pretty obvious additional answer to Mudsdale outside of Slowbro, right? Because you want to use your Slowbro for other things, and Slowbro opens up a lot of free turns. And it is just going to be a Calm Mind angle. Okay. So that is a little bit annoying here, to just go straight for the Calm Mind. I'm going to go right into my Frostlass then. We do have the red card, which is really, really nice. So we get to get this Pokemon out of the way early and deal with what could potentially be a big problem in this battle. And hopefully get up. Yeah, we're going to live this Earth Power pretty convincingly. And then red card this Pokemon out. And now that we know that it is Calm Mind, it'll be much easier to deal with the rest of the battle. So I was planning on using this red card to keep something like Enamor's Therion from really getting out of hand. But that's just not how it played out, unfortunately. I'm going to just spike here. I'd like to get a spike up, right? I was able to use my red card to get out of a tight situation early. He's in an interesting spot where he probably doesn't want to attack and just lose this Pokemon straight up. So if I go for a spike here, I at least guarantee value, right? It's the easiest way for me to guarantee value and at least not fall behind in the Hazard War. Because that is a potential way that I can lose this game, is fall behind in the Hazard War. So let's just get a spike up, and he's going to withdraw nice. So free Hazard setup here. We'll see what he goes into. He goes into Dave. That is the Wyrdeer. And we got a spike up, so that's good to see early. Obviously, the Destiny Bond will be very, very useful. Of course, we disconnect. Why wouldn't we, right? Why wouldn't we disconnect here early on? All right, we've recreated the battle on Showdown. Man, I was super hyped to play on the Switch, man. Oh my god, it's so poggers. Man, I was hyped to play on the Switch, but we're back with Showdown. It's fucking lagging. It is what it is. Alright, so now that we know that this is a Calm Mind set, we have Calm Mind to Dunsparce to go into, which should be able to Calm Mind in response 1v1. At least Calm Mind into a situation to win, to put enough damage on it with Boom Burst that I can be Revenge Killed like kind of anything else on the build. So we're just going to go into that. It's just going to go for Agility. Interesting. I assume trying to play around the... Yeah, it's just playing around, what's it called? My Destiny Bond. I'm just Calm Minding, yeah. I mean, we can play this war all day. My Boom Burst is going to deal more damage over the course of this battle. The only problem is if I get crit, I'm in a little bit of a predicament. Alright, we're gonna play the game. This is always the favorite part of playing Pokemon Draft League, right? Is where you play the crit game. I mean, my attacks, Psyshock is favored at +6, it doesn't matter. When do I start attacking? So it's a 3-hit KO now, so I think I start attacking at this point. Because it's a 3-hit KO. It's a 3-hit KO at +6/+6, yeah, so I'm going to Boom Burst here. Because that plus versus +5, +5, yeah, this should be enough to... Oh, it's stored power. Fuck. I didn't bring a dark type, like, did I get this? I should have calced that, I guess. I should have started attacking. Did I just... That's even a roll too, which is funny. Yeah, I guess I'm screwed now. I was really just like thinking of you Psyshock the whole time. I feel like I missed this set in prep, I think, a little bit. Unfortunately. But it is what it is. How do we beat this then? I should have attacked earlier then. Yeah, if I attack earlier, then I'm in a position where I'm at least okay to get out of this with Sludge Wave, right? Oh, I'm thinking it's Fairy. He hasn't even Terra'd yet. How do I play this now? I guess I play for... Okay, so I play for Curse Body here. Okay. Yeah, I guess I hadn't considered stored power as an option here. I mean, this is a pretty good set against my team. But it's also... The problem we have here is that we know that this is Mental Air Blast. And so that move is disabled. We knew that, but like I'm going to play like I don't know that, right? The problem now is what do I do? I don't think I can do anything, unfortunately, chat. I think we lost this one. This game just didn't work out the way we had wanted it to at all. I can outspeed, I can Toxic this. I can get this thing Toxic at least, and then like kind of play around things. So this will outspeed. He's definitely not Terrang. So let's just get a Toxic. No Toxic is not good. Yeah, maybe I should have just gone into this and like played for it and not gone to Frostlass, trying to play for the item. I knew that the problem is I knew the item existed, and I tried to at least respect that a little bit. I think Sinistra can still, in theory, win me this game, right? I'll just go into this. The other attacks are agilities again. Store power, okay. So we lose this. We go Monkey Dory again. No Toxic is crazy. I think you agility here, right? Or you're just going to attack. Okay. At this point, I have to get a play right. The question is if he Terras. Because, like, look, the thing is, Sinistra wins this game from here. If I can get it going. I have to high roll this turn. Okay, I should know more about this set based on what this U-turn is doing. U-turn is doing... Oh, I have Intimidate on. He's probably thinking about the Terra. He knows that this is a range. If I Sludge Wave, if I go... The thing is, if I go Sinistra, I lose to stored power. I think it's a choke for him. How can I ever win this game? I feel like I can win by Sludge Waving. Yeah, I guess he doesn't attack. Okay. I had to try for it. Well, much gotcha. That's unfortunate. It feels really bad to lose in such a way. I think, unfortunately, I think what I should have done is use the Frostlass and then try to go for it with Sinistra. This build still had a little bit of action for that. But I think overall, this is a set that I just like hadn't considered in prep. I was considering a lot of the setup sets were considered on Enamor's Therian. That seemed to be like one of the paths to the victory the best. And a lot of the sets that we were testing against did include this Wyrdeer. It was more so like using this as like a light clay option to enable the rest of his team. So a little bit of an unfortunate one. Probably I should have gone just Monkey Dory initially and then sacked Frostlass after. That would have given me the opportunity to beat through this Pokemon. And then I have to beat the Quillfish Asui with the Sinistra, right? But at least gives me more opportunity. No Toxic also kind of sucks. I could have like maybe played around with Sacks a little bit more as a result. But I think overall, it's one of those things, right, where I'm trying to think. It's like what did I have in the prep builder to get this one? I'm not sure. But at the end of the day, look, this season has not gone well. And this is kind of a microcosm of the game at the end of the season. So, hey, it is what it is. Well, that's all I have for today. We'll see you guys later. And as always, hey, have a wonderful day.